This is the book of Amos, chapter 1, verse 11, and it reads, Thus saith Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai, for 3 transgressions of Edom, and for 4, I will not turn away the punishment thereof, because he did pursue his brother with the sword, and did cast off all pity, and his anger did tear perpetually, and he kept his wrath forever. All praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Makakodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who grew well in teaching us this 100% truth. Salutations to them and my fellow Akim who labor in this truth week in and week out on the highways and byways. Also salutations to the hopeful elect of the scattered 12 tribes of Israel, scattered to the 4 corners of the earth, that be like unto the speckled bird, also known as your Israelite foreigners and your so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. To you, I say Shalom. This is your brother Ayasha Barazal coming back at you with another lesson that is edifying for the elect body of the nation of Israel. All right, got this short video coming up about this Israeli woman saying that the number one problem for Israel, and she really means the state of Israel, and because Israel is a people before it's a place, and those are not the people, as everyone knows right now, even though they're still denying it. But she's saying that the number one problem for the state of Israel is the black youth of America. And you know, even though this clip was a little while ago, it's not too old, but it's a little while ago. When you look at what's going on today, right now, in the flesh, that could be further from the truth. You know, the so-called black youth of America, you know, which is biblically Judah. You know, we tell you who those tribes are every week. Okay. But at the same time, what she fails to realize that we're scattered all over the world. You know, that's what the speckled bird is. You know, we because of the intermingling, so on and so forth, a lot of us around the, you know, at the 4 corners of the earth, in fact, look just like the heathen, but are Israelites according to the blood. Okay, so that's the one thing that she's missing. But these are the ones that over here in America is where, you know, we can be readily identified, because the largest concentration of the Israelites is here. You know, as the scriptures tell us in Jeremiah 50:33, that Judah and Israel, that's the northern and southern kingdom, are oppressed here in Babylon the Great, which is so-called America. Okay. So that's, you know, they know, and, you know, unfortunate for a lot of Jake, you know, they won't believe who they are, even though the people who are impersonating the true nation of Israel, you know exactly who we are. That's why this lady is saying this. We're not dropping bombs on them, okay? No harm to them whatsoever, all the way over here. Yet we are the greatest threat, all right? Or the youth is the greatest threat. So let me go ahead and play this short clip and then get into some scriptures.
Of the Israeli government holding a private convention here in the United States. One of the people in attendance at this secret meeting was Judith Varnai Shorer. She's a former Israeli consul general who was operating out of Atlanta. She was one of the main people saying that the biggest problem that they had was young black people in the United States. But don't worry, they've got some black leaders on the payroll.
The major problem of Israel is with the young generation of the black community. The problem of Israel is with the young generation of the black community. Black is with the young generation of the black community.
This was an Israeli government official who was saying this, not some low-level operative or some rogue member of their diplomatic corps. This was a senior member of their administrative government who was saying this on American soil. Their biggest problem wasn't Hamas or Hezbollah or the Palestinian Authority or Syria or even Iran. She said that Israel's biggest problem was young black people in the United States.
All right, you heard it. And you know, again, the to the people that are not in the know, they're going to be questioning this. As I'm seeing a lot of videos on TikTok with people doing just that. You know, they're asking the question, "How is this so?" You know, when they've the black youth, you know, they don't have any bombs, missiles, or threats, and then, you know, they're way over here and you're way over there. All right, but they know what is coming. Okay, and I'm going to get into the scriptures, but let's give a little history behind this, because this is an ancient hatred going all the way back to Genesis, and between Esau and Jacob, and of course the people that are occupying the land right now, as well as those Ukrainians. They're of the tribe of Amalek. You know, your Khazarians, yeah, that's your Ashkenazis, yeah. Those people go back to the tribe of Amalek, who was the chief house of Edom. Okay, well, let's get a little history on this. This is the book of Genesis, chapter 27 and verse 41, and this is the chapter where Isaac is giving out the blessings to his sons, and Esau felt he's been supplanted by Jacob, but you know, he also did sell his birthright. This is the book of Genesis, chapter 27, verse 41, and it reads, "And Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing wherewith his father blessed him. And Esau said in his heart," meaning in his mind, "The days of mourning for my father are at hand. Then I will slay my brother Jacob." So this, hatred is ancient. It goes all the way back. And if Esau was successful at slaying Jacob, you have no 12 tribes of Israel to this day. Okay? But it didn't happen because of the promise that goes all the way back, to Abraham that we know, but also in the spirit, the first fruits, the elect, you know, before the foundation of the world. So we were foreknown, and I say we humbly because I am hopeful to be in that number of the elect men of Israel. All right. So yeah, this hatred is ancient, and like I said, specifically with Amalek, okay, who are your so-called Ish people. They lie about that as well, talking about they're coming from Ashkenaz. There's no way you can be Ashkenaz and Jew at the same time. Two different seed lines, two different time periods. You know, but that's what they do. They make up stuff. Fabricate history all the time. All right. So this is the book of Exodus, chapter 17. And I'm going to start at verse 8, give you a little context. All right. "Then came Amalek and fought with Israel in Rephidim." Okay. Now, as we know, Amalek was the first to attack us as we were leaving Egypt. Okay. The first, and they're also known as the first of the nations. Also, Amalek is a direct grandson of Esau, Edom. You'll get that in Genesis 36. And he's also the first of the nation, or the chief nation, which he is today. And you can see that by them owning and running everything on earth. The earth is in their full control right now. You'll find that he's the chief of the nation in Numbers 24 and 20. All right, so continuing on, Exodus 17, verse 9, and it reads, "And Moses said unto Joshua, Choose us out men, and go out, fight with Amalek. Tomorrow I will stand on the top of the hill with the rod of Yahweh in mine hand." Verse 10, "So Joshua did as Moses had said to him, and fought with Amalek. And Moses, Aaron, and Hur, with up to the top of the hill. Verse 11. And it came to pass, when Moses held up his hand, that Israel prevailed. And when he let down his hand, Amalek prevailed. Verse 12. But when Moses' hands were heavy, and they took a stone, Slakia, Exodus 17, verse 12 again, from the top. But Moses' hands were heavy, and when they took a stone and put it, Slakia again. But Moses' hands were heavy, and they took a stone and put it under him, and he sat thereon. And Aaron and Hur stayed up his hands, the one on the one side and the other on the other side, and his hands were steady until the going down of the sun. And Joshua discomfited Amalek and his people with the edge of the sword. And that's discomfited, defeated, okay, at that time. Verse 14. And Yahweh Bashem Yahushai said unto Moses, Write this for a memorial in a book, and rehearse it in the ears of Joshua. For I will utterly put out the remembrance of Amalek from under heaven. All right, so here's the key right here. They know who they are, okay? And they know they're going to be destroyed. And I'll get into detail about that a little bit later on, who's going to destroy them, okay? Verse 15. And Moses built an altar and called the name of it Jehovah Nisi, or Yahweh Nashah in the Paleo Hebrew. Okay? For he said, Because the Lord has sworn that the Lord will have war with Amalek from generation to generation. From generation to generation. Okay? And also, because the Lord said this, when you get into I believe it's 1 Samuel 15. This is, because he has already said this in Exodus, you can understand why Saul was disobedient in destroying Amalek and everything about him in the 15th chapter of 1 Samuel. All right. So here he says right here, there's going to be a war with Amalek from generation to generation. Okay. And that lady, in the video, she knows this, as well as the rest of them, as well as the elites. That's why, this ultimate destruction, it's all about us. They're going to be coming down with great wrath, according to Revelations 12 and 12. Okay, but he knows his time is short. All right. He has to do it and do it now. That's why he's coming so hard with many things like destroying the history, those jump shots, all that type of stuff. And heck, for right now, with the destruction by the police, on a daily basis. All right. So here again, how are we the greatest threat to them? We don't have those weapons. You're hearing every day since this issue with the Palestinians has started that they have the most sophisticated armies in the world. So how are we a threat to them when they have everything and we have nothing, and they also have the help of the United States, which of course is Edom as well. It's all about the entire nation of Edom, but it's also the chief house of Edom, which is Amalek, your so-called Ish people, okay? So, like I said, they do know what's going to happen, and here's the reason why we're the threat, all right? This is the book of Ezekiel 25, begin in verse 12, all right? And it reads, Thus saith Yahweh our power, because that Edom hath dealt against the house of Judah by taking vengeance, and have greatly offended and revenged himself upon them. Okay, Judah, that's your so-called Negroes in America. Okay, or what this lady is calling the black youth. Okay, all right, I'll read that again. Thus saith Yahweh our power, because that Edom have dealt against the house of Judah by taking vengeance, and greatly offended and revenged himself upon them. And that's all going back to that birthright that I read in Genesis 27. Okay, verse 13. Therefore, thus saith Yahweh our power, I will also stretch out mine hand upon Edom, and will cut off man and beast from it, and I will make it desolate from Teman, and they of the Dan shall fall by the sword. That's the whole nation. Okay? And how's he going to do that? And this is what they know. And I will lay my vengeance upon my vengeance, Slakia, and I will lay my vengeance upon Edom by the hand of my people Israel. And they shall do in Edom according to mine anger and according to my fury, and they shall know my vengeance, saith Yahweh our power. Okay, so yeah, this verse 14, is pretty much going into Obadiah 1 and 18, where the northern and southern kingdom, led by the southern kingdom, Slakia, led by the southern kingdom, Judah, by the hand of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, is going to exact his vengeance upon a whole nation of Edom, beginning chiefly with Amalek. Okay, but the whole nation is going down. All right. The entire nation is going down. And they know this. They know who they are. They know who we are. And they understand the prophecies as well, too. Okay? So this is why Judah, or the so-called blacks, the Negroes in America, are the greatest threat to Israel. They know who's going to be leading that charge. But where she's wrong at, it's not just how does she, it's not just the youth. It's the elect, and they don't know who the elect is. We don't know who the elect is. That's why we say hopeful elect. But we do know we're all over the earth. As the Lord says, He will gather His elect from the four winds of the earth. I mean, the largest concentration is here in the United States, but we're everywhere, according to the scriptures. All right, and they know what's going to happen. All right. And this is another part to back that up. This is going to Deuteronomy chapter 25, beginning in verse 17. And it reads, Remember what Amalek did unto thee by the way when you were come forth out of Egypt. This ain't talking about that whole, low, and what it cost, to speak in code. Because, they'll snatch your videos down with keywords, okay? That's not talking about this, all right? This is out of the land of Egypt. Verse 18, how he met thee by the way and smote the hindmost of thee, even all that were feeble behind thee, when thou wast faint and weary, and he feared not Yahweh. Okay? He didn't care about that brotherly covenant, He didn't care about it. He had no problem taking you out and killing you, as he's doing today. As he's doing today. Through the food, the water, the air, with these Hollywood contracts, do what they say or something ends up happening to you, Look at all this crap with the celebrities that's going on. They're paid as well, too, to be distractions because they know people look up to them, They know people look up to them. All right, but like I said, he fears not Yahweh. Okay, because the scriptures clearly tell us in Colossians 3 and 25, for he that doeth wrong shall receive the wrong for which he have done. There's no respect of person. Scriptures also tells you, God is not mocked. Roughly paraphrasing, whatever you sow, you're going to reap. But they don't believe this. They don't believe this, but they believe it now. As these prophecies are coming to pass, that's why this woman said this. They believe it now. All right. Verse 19. Therefore it shall be, when Yahweh thy power hath given thee rest from all thine enemies round about in the land which Yahweh thy power giveth thee for an inheritance to possess it, that thou shalt blot out the remembrance of Amalek from under heaven, and thou shalt not forget it. Okay, this is what his true people are not to forget. Not that crazy stuff, that psyop, even though a lot of people perished in it, that happened around World War II, okay, which was done by them. Um, even the wife of Meyer Amschel Rothschild, Gutle Shepner Rothschild, she's quoted as saying, if my sons didn't want war, there wouldn't be any. All right? If my sons did not want war, there wouldn't be any. So that's telling you right there, that they're responsible. They funded, just proves, they funded both sides of the war in history, especially when it comes to this place in America. Okay? They funded both sides of the war. All right? This is the book of Revelation. Another reason why they're scared. Chapter 13, began in verse 9. And it reads, if any man have an ear, let him hear. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here is the patience and the faith of the saints. All right? And we know all the documents are out there to this day that not only did Amalek finance the transatlantic slave trade, he owned the ships. All right? And put, the Southern Kingdom into captivity. We know that Cristobal Colon, aka Christopher Columbus, was also one of those imposters from Spain. Okay, and he used, Hebrew interpreters, which were also a lineage of the true people. Okay, and here again, your own people join together with him to help with your demise. But this, what else? Oh, that movie Django type of stuff. All right. So yeah, but they're gonna have their day too. This is the book of Zechariah, chapter 11 and verse 5, and it reads, "Whose possessors slay them and hold themselves not guilty, and they that sell them say, Blessed be Yahweh, for I am rich, and their own shepherds pity them not." Okay, whose possession are we in right now? Babylon the Great. Okay, all of their systems, education, everything that keeps us in a demise is funded by that chief house of Edom, Amalek. You know, your elite families. Beginning with the Rothschilds and Rockefellers. Okay, and they sold us. They sold us. Hold themselves not guilty for the things that they done to us. Everything totally against the scriptures. The constant murderers. Just like the opening scripture said that their wrath tore perpetually. They didn't have any pity. And you can see that through the evidence of those pictures where they hang, mutilate, murder Jake, and stand in pictures smiling about it. Have their children laughing. Okay, and it goes on and says in that verse at the end, and their own shepherds pity them not. That's your sellouts, like your Cornel West, okay, Al Sharptons, Jesse Jacksons, all of the ones that have a prominent position on the news. All of these celebrities that's causing these distractions of what's really going on around the world. Okay, all of them, and it's them because they have them advertising, the juicy juice, promoting, taking that jump shot. All right, that's the case, but you all are going to get it too. All right, you wicked 2/3 Israelites, join hand in hand with Amalek and Edom, for the demise of your own people. Jackasses don't, man, I swear, I get vexed and upset thinking about it. You don't believe who you are, but you don't believe in the Bible, but you believe the people who say they are the people of the Bible. What kind of nonsense does that make? You know, well, it is nonsense. What kind of sense does that make? Absolutely none. All right. So yeah, you all are going to pay too. This is the book of Proverbs 11 and 21. Though though hand join in hand, the wicked shall not be unpunished, but the seed of the righteous shall be delivered. Okay, and that delivered is talking about the elect. That's your 144,000 and the innumerable multitude, according to Revelations chapter 7. Okay, but that wicked is not only talking about the wicked, which is Esau, Edom, according to Malachi 1 and 4, it's also talking about the wicked, the two-thirds. Okay, join hand in hand. You will not go unpunished. Okay, you will not go unpunished. I mean, look, if they on the ground and you holding hands with them, and the nuke is coming their way, and you still joining hand in hand, yeah, plain and simple, you're gonna be destroyed right away with them. Okay, and I'll close out with this one just to back that point up. This is the book of Sirach, or Ecclesiasticus and the Apocrypha, chapter 13 and verse 1, and it reads, "He that toucheth pitch shall be defiled therewith." And pitch is tar. Okay. All right. And if you've ever gotten tar on your hands, on your clothes, that is some difficult stuff to get rid of. Okay. Very difficult to get rid of. And it rarely comes out of your clothes, if it does. I mean, think about it. In old history, when they used to tar and feather people, it wasn't coming off. Okay. That is very difficult to remove. And here's the point of that. He that toucheth pitch shall be defiled therewith. All right? You're going to be defiled with it. And he that hath fellowship with a proud man shall be like unto him. Okay? And we know that the most proud is Esau, Edom. That's one of the things that Yahweh Bashem Yahushua hates is pride. Okay? And he said, those that have fellowship with him, or those that are working with him, like you 501c3 Israelite organizations, you celebrities, you fake pastors in these churches, you people on the news, okay? You're going to be like unto him. That's that joined hand in hand piece. You're going to be destroyed in the same fashion. All right. So with that, I hope this lesson was edifying for the body. Once again, I'm going to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Makakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well and teaching us this 100% truth. Salutations to them and my fellow Akim who labor in this truth week in and week out on the highways and byways. Also, salutations to the hopeful elect of the scattered 12 tribes of Israel, scattered to the four corners of the earth, that be like unto the speckled bird. To you, I say Shalom, Abba Babal, Kwam Yasharala. Yep, time's up, Amalek. Time is up for Edom as well. Shalom.